will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be here. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be here. Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am glad that we're here together. Thank you. Happy Friday. And first off, apologies to all our friends that join us through Facebook, because we're having issues there on Facebook. StreamYard is having difficulties transmitting on Facebook, but we are live here on YouTube. So sorry about that, but welcome. I hope that you can catch the recording later on. And if you know somebody, let them know that we are live on Instagram, on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here with us. Happy Friday. I always say, what is a day without a little bit of drama, right? It's either tech issues behind or something else happening, right? But today we're here on YouTube. So if you join us on Facebook, sorry you're missing us. And sorry we miss you too. Hope that we'll catch us next week, or indeed catch the recordings later on. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Happy Friday. And we bring back another amazing book. The question for you, I guess, is what is your favorite day and why? So we will be reading one special one coming to us from JOOWON OH, and of course we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. This one has been out a while. It is a beautiful one. Been here to Storytime many times, and I guarantee you we'll be back many more times. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and I am excited to read our favorite day, coming to you very shortly. What is your favorite day and why? Please drop us a comment. Let us know what that favorite day is and why. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I think I love Saturdays, just because I know next day I'm not going to work. I know there's likely to be a soccer game somewhere, playing and of course watching. So what is your favorite day and why? Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you, and glad you chose to be here with us on Storytime. And apologies one more time for all the technical difficulties that we are experiencing on Facebook and cannot transmit there today, but hopefully maybe during this show we might get there, or indeed you can catch the recordings later on. And thank you for being here today on Storytime. Happy Friday. I hope it is for every single one of you joining us today, and of course joining us live or joining us later on for the recordings. We hope that you've had a wonderful Friday, a wonderful day thus far. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And remember too that March is Women's History Month, and we continue to honor and celebrate, and we'll continue to read books here on Storytime that are created by women. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and glad you're here with us. Happy Friday. All right, get ready, get comfortable, get cozy, go grab whatever you need to make this Storytime even more enjoyable for you. And if anybody else is joining in with you, well, let us know who it is so we can say hi to them too. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break when we are back with more Story Time.
Hi, friends. I'm Marietta Apollonio, the author and illustrator of Jack the Library Cat, and you are watching my family's favorite Story Time with Mr. Lamada. Bye.
And welcome back indeed. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Marietta Apollonia, author of Jack the Library Cat, and most recently, Wombat and the Family Tree. And if you've not checked that one out, please see our recording from Tuesday when we had Marietta here reading to us and, of course, in conversation with us, updating us on everything that's been happening since Jack the Library Cat and now Wombat and the Family Tree. And ask for it at your local library and find it wherever else that you find books. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Absolutely appreciate you. Our favorite day. Here we go. This one coming to us from JOOWON OH, written and illustrated by JOOWON OH, and we are reading this one with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. What is your favorite day and why? Now I want some tea too. Our favorite day, written and illustrated by JOOWON OH, and read with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Every morning, Papa wakes up and drinks some tea. Every morning, Papa wakes up and drinks some tea. Yeah. What's your favorite drink in the morning? Every day, Papa wakes up and drinks some tea. He waters his plants and tidies up. Do you do that? Every morning, Papa wakes up and drinks some tea. He waters his plants and tidies up. Then he gets dressed, puts on his coat, and takes the bus to town. What's your morning routine? While he walks through town, he has an idea. What is it? What's the idea? While he walks through town, he has an idea. I want to know what it is. I want to know what the idea is. When he gets to the restaurant, he sits down and orders. The usual, yes, please. Then he enjoys his favorite lunch, dumplings. Yum. Yes. When he gets to the restaurant, he sits down and orders. The usual, yes, please. Then he enjoys his favorite lunch, dumplings. Do you like dumplings too? I do too. On his way home, Papa notices some flowers growing along the path. That night, he goes to bed early. What's this idea? On his way home, Papa notices some flowers growing along the path. That night, he goes to bed early. Good night, Papa. The next morning, Papa wakes up, drinks some tea, waters the plants, and tidies up. Then he gets dressed, puts on his coat, and takes the bus to town. Yeah. That night, Papa goes to bed early. The next morning, Papa wakes up, drinks some tea, waters the plants, and tidies up. Then he gets dressed, puts on his coat, and takes the bus to town. Still dying to know what the idea is. First, he stops at the craft store to pick up a few things. I need some special supplies today. Ah, must be Thursday. Then he heads to the dumpling house. 2 orders to go, please. Oh. What are you up to, Papa? Yeah. First he stops at the craft store to pick up a few things. I need some special supplies today. Ah, it must be Thursday. Then he heads to the dumpling house. 2 orders to go, please. Can you add my order to make that 3? On his way home, he stops to pick some flowers. Then he waits. Oh, who are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? On his way home, he stops to pick some flowers. Then he waits. Ah, Papa! Who's that? Oh. Look at those smiles. Ah. I missed you. Me too. I got us some dumplings for lunch. Yay! I love dumplings. Oh. I got us some dumplings for lunch. Yay! I love dumplings. What are we going to make today, Papa? Let's see what we have in here. Straws, string, crayons, and polka dot paper. Oh, what do you think we could make? What would you make if you had those materials? Straws, string, crayons, and polka dot paper. What would you make? What do you think we could make? Papa asks. Oh, building something. What do you think it is? Look at that. Whoa. I see a pair of scissors. There's cutting. It's tying happening. What do you think it is? You ready? Whoa, let's go fly it. That's a great idea. Thursdays are my favorite days. Me too. Ah. Let's go fly it. That's a great idea. Thursdays are my favorite days. Me too. Oh. Oh, look at that kite go. Ah, I love it. And that is the end of our story. And there's our polka dot paper too. I hope that this day is beautiful for you. I hope that you get to make lots of beautiful things, lots of art, and I hope you get to enjoy it. And of course, I hope you get to hug a loved one as well. Nothing quite like a hug from a loved one, right? Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And we'll be right back after this short break.
Hi, my name's Christine Mitchell Adams. I'm a mama and an artist, and I believe that books are a great way for children to have access to the arts on an everyday basis, which is why I believe that programs like Storytime with Mr. LaMotta are so important.
Yes, access to the arts for all kids. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime, and happy to have read this wonderful book here today, our favorite day. And of course, a big thank you to Candlewick Press for allowing us to share this amazing book here on Storytime. Not once, not twice, but we know it's been here many times, and hopefully many more times after this. Thank you so much for joining us today. Absolutely appreciate you. And I must mention too that original idea was to read to you today on a summer night. This one coming to us from Deborah Hopkinson and Kennard Park, but we will be bringing this one next week instead. So get ready, get excited for this one coming to you next week on a summer night. Deborah Hopkinson and Kennard Park both have been here to Storytime and brought us amazing books. So I am excited for their work together. And this is the first one I'll be reading of a collaboration between Deborah Hopkinson and Kennard Park. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. This has been Storytime on this beautiful Friday morning. I hope it is a beautiful one for you as well, wherever you are. And if it is much later in the day, I hope that you got to enjoy your Friday. And I hope that Storytime just added an extra bit of sweetness to your day. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. A little bit of rain too, maybe, well, quite some rain in the forecast for Oakland out here and in the Bay in general. So if you're out here, please be ready, check those weather apps and see what you need to do before you go on out there. And if you're driving, of course, please do drive a little bit slower. And if you're a pedestrian, please look both ways before going crossing the street, and make sure that you just check and make sure. Sometimes just make sure too you've made eye contact with the driver. And if you're on a motorcycle, if you're on a bicycle, please do share the road responsibly as well. Let us be careful out there. And thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. And glad we're here together. I hope that the weekend is good to you, and most importantly, looking forward to seeing you here with us on Monday. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. We do have a wonderful lineup that will be coming to you on Monday. I am excited, cannot wait to share those amazing stories. It'll be all brand new books coming to you next week, so excited for that. Come on out and get some of those stories for the first time everywhere. This will be the first time. Storytime will be the first stop for some of these books. Thank you for being here. Absolutely appreciate you. Please think about this today. What is your favorite day and why? And of course, too, I hope that you get to check in on a loved one, whether it's a text, a call, or however you do it. Please do be sure to check in, and because your little hello could go a long way today. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And we'll be back again. Well, hopefully we'll be back here on Monday for another amazing session. Thank you so much for being here with us. Much love from me, and apologies again to all our friends who join us through Facebook, and we're not able today because of technical difficulties, but we've been live on YouTube, and I hope that you can catch the recording later on, of course. And remember too that Storytime is always there for you at your convenience at storytimewithmrlamada.com. And of course, if you want to see what's coming up, please do check out our Instagram and of course our website as well, storytimewithmrlamada.com, and see everything else that will be coming your way. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime for this week. Another week in the books, another set of amazing stories shared here on Storytime. And I hope that you've allowed your mind to wander and take into all these worlds that these books open up. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Visit the local library. Get all those free resources available there for you. Get a library card so you can support your local library. Thank you so much for being here. Much love from me, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye-bye.
Storytime with Mr. LaMotta. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time. Ooh, story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear